Tyler, too kind. What's going on, everybody? It's another Monday night here on the Bucket and Hoosier show. I don't even know what episode this is anymore. So we're just going by date now. It's July 11th. We were all here, happy as can be. And as always, Bucket, how are you doing?
How's Bucket? Bucket is fantastic. How are you doing, Hoosier?
Dude,
I want to know how everyone else is doing. You ask me all the time how I'm doing. I want to get everyone to get in here and give us some of their information. What's going on in the community?
What is going on in the community? I see Jasu's in here. PRS dude's in here. It's good to see you guys.
It's actually dude. Yeah, that's how you pronounce that.
No, I know. I'm good. I'm off of work all week, so it's like first time in a while that I turn the work phone off, put it away, and don't have to answer it. What are you reading right now?
Must be nice. No, I was just making a face on how nice it must be to just be off work.
Dude, it is. It's very nice. Not have to. It's weird because in the stuff that I do, it's definitely it's always going. So when I have these breaks like this, I find myself like kind of like tapping, like I feel like I should be doing something, but I'm not. So kind of weird.
I'm back at work from paternity leave, but paternity leave is like the opposite of being off of work. It's basically doing more than work. It was like a relief to go back to work.
Oh, I bet. I remember that like first time when you start getting that, like you get used to, I don't know, being home. And then now you got to start working in that new dynamic of having that new baby around. And it's like, oh, we started over. What did we do?
Oh, man. Feel so lost. Like we had such a good groove going in our lives and everything was like well oiled. And now it's just wrenches everywhere.
Just wrenches everywhere. Just throw it. Oh, can we do? Oh, wait, we got this other thing we got to consider. It's a new baby. Got a new thing to tote around.
Yeah, it does. And she does not cooperate with everyone's regular scheduled programs. So.
No, the new ones never do. And it's always the trick. How quickly can you get the new one on the family program? But, oh man, on the program today, it's been an interesting little time in the Rocket League scene. Big thing coming up, I mean, because we had the spring major, and now we had this little bit of a lull, nothing too crazy going on, but actually a lot of the players, they stayed in England. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, so they're hanging out in England because a lot of them, a good handful of the teams that played in the spring major, they're now in Saudi Arabia. Over there in good old Saudi to partake in the Gamers 8 tournament, which has a $2 million prize pool.
That's why they stayed in Europe. I looked at that 3 times when I kept reading it as $2,000 and I was like, okay. And then I looked at it again. I was like, $2 million. Jeez. Yeah. Wow.
First place gets $500,000.
Man, they're buying all the sports right now.
They are. I was looking through their website, and their total esports tournament prize pool they have going on for upcoming events is $15 million. Really using that oil money to their advantage. But yeah, they got Rocket League tournament coming up, and then after that they roll into a Dota 2, a Fortnite, Rainbow Six, and then 2 PUBG mobile tournaments. All like it. It starts in, for us, 3 days. It's already the next day over in Saudi. So that's 2 days away from the tournament starting. And then, so that starts July 14th. Their last tournament ends August 20th. So they're doing this 15 mil spanned out in just a month.
Well, it says on the Wikipedia page, sponsors. Saudi Ministry of Sport, which I'm assuming is some government thing. And then Spotify, of course. But Saudi Ministry of Sport. That is an amazingly cool name for a government branch.
So yeah, so
department.
It is a government It's sponsored by the Saudi government. And so we have a lot of good teams that are going. For NA, we got FaZe, G2, Space Station, Complexity, Rogue, and then All Mid was able to score an invite, which is, I think, pretty cool for them. We saw them through this entire season, punch their ticket into a couple of regionals, so a team that's doing pretty decent. And then you have from EU, we got Dignitas, Endpoint. Who else here? Semper, Luminosity, Guild. And then Furia and Secret. They're going. Renegades is there. Already saw CJ. He did his room review on Twitter, and he does have a fridge, so it's looking good for him as always. But then we see some of the more like teams from the Asia side, Gladiators, ANKAA, I don't know how to actually say that, and Detonator coming in there as well. So, and then a lot of Saudi teams. I mean, you can tell this is really a tournament to showcase the MENA region, right? Because MENA
they got
has
4 teams from the Saudi E-Leagues.
Yeah, so they haven't had like a huge, I don't know, stamp on the sport yet. We saw Falcons, and there was one other team I know that has kind of shown up a little bit. But yeah, so this is their time to really showcase what they have and see if they can take their own tournament on home field.
So on the Liquipedia page under participants, it has, what's this, 4 times 6, 24 teams or something. So, and half of them just say invited, and half of them say the region they're from. Does that mean some of these invited teams have not confirmed, or am I just reading into that too much?
As far as I know, if the teams that are on here, they have accepted their invitation to go. I know Space Station and Complexity, there were play-in games for this that happened. There was a small play-in tournament that did happen for teams that weren't invited. I know Space Station was not invited. I think Space Station, Complexity, and All Mid were not invited. They had to play their way in.
Interesting.
So
okay, I see. So
Rogue.
They're not. So all 4 of those teams, probably these other 4 as well.
Yep. So the 4 EU teams, I forgot to add in a team I hadn't heard before in EU, Heat, HEET. That's a team out of EU. So yeah. So those 8 teams had to play their way in, and I'm guessing the teams out of the Saudi E-League, they had to do their own play-in as well.
Yeah, I don't see this NWPO that J2's talking about here in chat.
Yeah, what is he talking about? NWPO is insanely good. Not sure what team he's on. What region is he? Do you know?
Saudi Arabia, it says. He might play for one of these 2 teams here.
I love how the team. So I was gonna get into that, Tom. So as we're looking at this, I said, from our time zone right now, it is 3 days. I think it's just under 3 days until the tournament is supposed to start. And then if you go to think about it in what time it is in Saudi, you're now 2 days out from the tournament starting. Nobody knows what grouping they're in. There's supposed to be 4 groups of 6 teams to start. 4 groups, 16 double elimination bracket, all matches best of 5. And they're doing, I remember them doing this in the play-in tournament as well. So game 1 is a 3v3, and then game 2, the loser picks either 1v1 or 2v2. And then the game mode, game 3, the game mode that has not been used will get used there. And the loser of game 3 picks from 3v3 or the game mode not used in game 3. So this is very interesting. I remember kind of seeing it, and it puts a different spin on the game of Rocket League, because we talk about this all the time, that we have teams that have very mechanical 1v1 players, and you kind of get to see that in this setup. So it could be very interesting. I hope they finally do get some more information as to when things are supposed to start.
Well, I mean, so the first 3 games, though, you're going to get a 3v3, a 2v2, and a 1v1. Just whatever order is chosen by
Correct.
the team that lost. Then game 4 and 5, that's where it gets a little tricky, because if it goes obviously a 2-1, the loser of that last game, either a 1v1 or a 2v2, is going to be a 3v3 or the opposite of whatever it was. So it does come down to it. But if you win 3 games in a row, you're just done. So that's the ticket right there. It's like Rumble for me. I'm trying to get the ball in the goal before anyone gets anything. Do it. Just get it over with. That's the goal.
Right.
Win 3 in a row.
just win 3 in a row. Be done with it.
Easy.
I'm trying to figure out if Mist is. So I remember seeing this of like everybody from Space Station put that they made it to Saudi, and like, hey, we made it. And then I can't tell if Mist is trolling. I think he is, because he said made it to Saudi, and then Turbo told him good luck playing with all mid, you'll need it. But I don't think I see Mist labeled on any of the teams, so I think he's trolling there. Definitely ignited the 1v1 scene again. Johnny Boy has been loving it for his content. Yeah, it's fantastic. I remember catching a couple of the games in the play-in tournament, and it adds that what everybody's been talking about, I think, in the Rocket League scene is, what do you do to change up the meta like other esports games? And I'm wondering if this is it, because now you have to take that into consideration with your matches now. As, all right, what do we want to do here? How our 2v2 lineup, how are you guys feeling? Or if you're Space Station, right? I feel like if you're Space Station, your 2v2 lineup would be probably Arsenal and Reddles, and your 1v1 guy is Daniel. So, Daniel, how are you feeling today? You think you can, we're up against FaZe. Do you think you could take first killer down? Or do we need to go 2v2?
Yeah, exactly. But the thing about it is, like, it's such a rough thing when you don't get to, if there's a 2v2 game and it's a make or break game, and you're just sitting there watching in a game 5 or a 1v1, it's probably just it probably hurts so bad to just have to sit there and not be able to participate at all. So
well, it's almost like in basketball. In basketball, where you get, or no, I would say soccer, PKs. Like when you come down to PKs, you're just sitting back there going, all right, you better
but
make
that's
this.
like one moment in a game, not a whole game.
One shining moment. But I mean, it's a long moment. It's one long moment.
I suppose.
Tomlet saying that AJ has been grinding ones big time. I would be so shocked if FaZe had AJ playing the ones and not first killer. Because everybody keeps touting first killer, best player in the world, best player in NA. He's the best. Da, 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 da. And yet, if you don't use him for 1v1s, I don't understand how we're going to keep saying he's the best player. Like, if there was a technical free throw, right? And you could choose anybody on the bench. Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, they're saying, I'm going to go shoot that. That is mine. I'm not letting anybody else do that.
But what if they're on the same team?
Kobe would be shooting it.
But that's what I'm saying. You're just picking between two. It really comes down to what you said, and that's what I was reading was the participants distribute their roster on who will play for them in a 1v1, 2v2, 3v3. So it's decided well before each game. Like, you can't be like, oh, okay, I'm feeling good, I'm gonna go do the 1v1. It's just that's how it is.
I don't like that. I don't think you should predetermine it. I think it should be determined on, like, picked on the fly.
That's what it looks like. I can't find any more information, but that's the one line. The participants distribute their roster on who will play, and then it says order of games. So it doesn't really say that that's not the case. I'm just, throwing that out there. That could make a difference too. If we have a set thing before the matchup starts, if it's the whole tournament, or if it's just one game, or how that works too, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, if that's how it's going, you have to predetermine it. I think that's a wrong move if you want to really spice it up, because that you put in a if you're the losing team, you're like, all right, let's go 1v1 and you play. Like it kind of puts in that it puts in that strategy that is in traditional sports. Like in traditional sports, you know the players, but you don't know the play necessarily unless you're the Patriots and you cheat. But Patriots, Cody, we love you. But that would put that little stretch into it. It's like, who do you think they're going to pick? Oh, I think they're going to pick this guy. All right, let's put this guy in there. And then it's like, oh, wait, that was a bad choice. Or you psyched them out and you picked right and you outthought them. They're thinking you're going to put somebody else in, and then you got a better matchup.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And it could be different each time. So it's very interesting. It's all strategy. It's all mind games. It adds to the mind game of Rocket League.
It does. Do you think we could see Psyonix like incorporate this into make this one of the winner splits?
It could. I mean, we saw the 3 different splits this past season, so maybe they're going to go, man, this one did not work out as well as we thought. Let's try a different one. Let's try a different format.
Double elimination. Yeah. I would say put it in spring, right? Like make it that. I'm almost curious with Worlds, with how long Worlds is. Like, do we see this coming? I think this is a great opportunity if it goes off and has no issues. Excuse me. It's a great opportunity to see how well does this work in a true like LAN tournament setting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We have seen this before, this format, but not in a LAN tournament like this. Not in an actual. It seems really serious with the prize pool money there. It's not a joke. This isn't, one of those online tournaments you just mess around with. You're trying to, come out of there with full pockets.
I mean, even if you take third, what was the spring major? Hang on, I'll see if I can get to it real quick. Oh, spring major. What did you walk away with that? 90. Even if you can just get in the money, you take more than the winner took at major. Because third and fourth are gonna. I don't know if they each get 250 or 200,000, or they split the 200,000.
Yeah, who knows? I'm assuming it's a split. But that's. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot. That's weird. Yeah, that prize pool amount.
That's a ton of cash that you're walking away with. Which that would be
so much.
Yeah, so much cash.
I'm trying to find as much as I can. It's hard to find information.
It is very hard. You go to their website.
I don't want to click on the wrong link. That's my problem. Some of these are written in a language, and I don't want to just click all willy-nilly on links that I'm not confident in.
It's all right. That's why you're not streaming. We don't have to worry about anything popping up. But
yeah, well, I'll have to get out a garbage computer before I start clicking on random links.
Oh yeah, I got you pull out my burner computer. But yeah, you go to their website and there's not much there. All you can do is go buy a ticket. Aside from that, they don't. Once again, you have to create a website to even buy a ticket. Damn. That sucks.
Oh, you have to create an account.
Or an account, yeah. Create a website. Create an account to buy a ticket. Yeah, their website doesn't have much. So we're all kind of in the dark on that, and it's supposed to start in 2 days. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of that in the next 2 days. The only other big news out of that tournament, I'm sure everybody saw it. We figured we would make a quick.
So that's the first thing that pops up too when you just type in Saudi Ministry of Sport Rocket League, and those were all the headlines that you're about to talk about, which is wild that's making such a big splash so quickly. But go ahead.
So it has made a big splash. So we talked about who's going to be in the tournament, and we'll touch on who's not going to be at the tournament. So Moist Esports, they did have an invitation to the tournament, but they have elected to not participate. I did go catch, there was a podcast that their coach was on, Noah, and he talked about how it was a team decision. Just he asked Charlie in Moist Esports if he could make a post about it, and his post reads, Moist Esports will not be attending the GWB LAN in Saudi Arabia. To simply put it, I will not be associating with a country that does not recognize LGBTQ plus people as human beings. I think it's important to put my morals and beliefs over money. So I know for me, I can respect it. I like, hey, if that's what you want to choose to do, I can respect it. I can't take that away from a person. But what I will say on it is that I think it's a missed opportunity. I think it's a missed opportunity to get your touch on a region who doesn't really see you as much, doesn't have a chance to interact with you. And you have a chance to, as the beliefs that they have, the way that you get people to change their beliefs is by talking with people. So I think that's where it can be a missed opportunity.
That's a really good point. It's not just shutting out because someone else believes, and that's the thing. It's the country, it's the government. It's a pretty big thing there. There's pretty severe repercussions for, I was looking at this, for people in that community as opposed to people who are non-LGBT. But I think the way you put it is great. Like, it's a missed opportunity to go and just show, hey, I'm here, I'm proud, I'm fine. Let's take care of business, be done with it, get out and have a good time. Like, show that you're bigger than that. But also, he's standing up for something. So it's, I'm on the fence on whether or not I'm not upset about it anyway.
No.
I mean, do you, right? Like, you do what you believe is right. But I think you're right. That's a missed opportunity to just, show up. Just show up.
Just show up. Show what, and you can change a person's mindset on that. I will say, and I made a comment to somebody else on Twitter, I can understand not being comfortable going there. I have been there. I've been there twice. I've been to Riyadh. And I know even for myself, as a straight white male, I felt very out of place. It's a much different place to be in. That first time when you're sleeping and you're in your hotel and, usually you travel anywhere in the U.S., you're just you in your room, you set your alarm. Well, there you get woken up by the morning prayer. Like, it's blasted everywhere. So it can definitely be startling, can make you a little unease. I think another thing too, I saw, I think where I say that, because I go to like a trolley brain, right? In that if I was Moist, instead of saying we're not going to go, I would go and then I would decorate the cars in the LGBT flag.
That's probably blocked content. And then you
don't know.
Like,
I don't know what the rules are.
Go take the government's money. They're giving it out for free and just rub it in their face. And then you say, well, then it's dirty money, right? Like, so there's it's just two sides, no matter how you look at it. It's so tough.
I can play it either way all day. But yeah, I go to that. I'd be reading through those rules saying like, hey, what could we do that won't get us in trouble? That we can be like, well, you didn't put that there. Like, I played by your rules but I still won. So that's what I would think. Yeah. Now, at the same time, I think they're all under the age of 20. They don't think like that. They don't have that life experience. So, yes, at the end of the day, are they probably making the best decision for themselves? Probably. And I can't fault them on that. But
when in doubt is,
yeah, when in doubt, go what's right for you. I will say, I know I saw some other things, like everybody was talking about what to wear and asking about like, can we wear shorts? And I was commenting, like trying to give my perspective because I've been there. It's like, I wouldn't risk it at all. I would wear pants and I would wear pants and a collared shirt. Just go with that. See, Tom, no, you can't do that. I did look that up. There have been people jailed for the pride flags. That's why I went to the cars. So I think you could get away with the cars because that's probably not something they have thought about. So you got like reading in between those lines. You come out wearing, you come out with that, I promise you they're going to have people waiting for them as soon as they walk off stage. So, and that would not be a good situation at all. But and then I saw another comment of Arsenal talking about he wanted to wear the traditional, I call it the traditional garb that men wear, the longer man dress. I don't know what else to really call it, but he asked, he goes, would it be disrespectful? And people are like, oh no, get your drip on. And I was trying to come from a perspective of, we talk about, we're looking at Moist, saying, hey, we don't agree with this and whatnot. And my fear for Arsenal was like, okay, it's one thing to like, oh, it looks cool and whatnot. But my brain goes to, if there is a picture of you wearing that, they're going to be all about you wearing that because they want you to accept their culture. So if there is anything that ties with you accepting the culture, and then now that can be spun as in, look, he accepts with how we are. That's my fear for like the things like that. I don't think it's bad if he does. I mean, hey, go there, have your fun time. Just, I think as Rocket League grows more worldwide, there's more things that these players need to consider. And I don't know if they necessarily have the people with them who think like that. It's very, I still see it as very, I won't say closed-minded, but hey, we're here and we're just having fun. And it's not looking at the broad scale of things right now.
Did you see that Shift isn't going to be covering the LAN either? Because of the same
I didn't see that, but I'm not surprised. I'm honestly not.
So it is a deal out there. There's a lot going on.
Jay, so you just missed us talking about Saudi. But you have to go back and watch that. But yeah, that's my take on it. Saudi is a very interesting place. Like I've been down to, because I wonder sometimes how much research is being done about the places that they're going. Because one thing that you can get pulled into down there, I went down there as a tourist, and is like Chop Square. So Chop Square is a thing like where if you steal something, that's where they like your hand gets chopped off. People have been stoned. That stuff is real, and I honestly wonder what the players or the orgs are talking about when it comes to this stuff. So at the end of the day, it looks like Moist is kind of talking about that stuff, which is cool. Do I think it was the complete right decision? No. I think there's things that they could have done to go and participate in the tournament, but still be able to stand in their corner and show that, yeah, we're here supporting the Rocket League community, but nothing past that. So
yeah, it's a tough thing to consider. I mean, yeah, but traveling to foreign countries and doing things that they don't like is also can get you in trouble. I mean, we have that issue going on right now.
Oh, I know. Like if you go to
a Brittany Griner thing.
Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah, that one sucks. But like even if you go to, I think it's the Philippines. I'm trying to remember. I've been too many places. I think it's in the Philippines. Like you can't even chew gum there. Gum is illegal.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
But they have the cleanest streets in the world.
Because people don't chew gum, can they smoke cigarettes? I mean, what?
Actually, no. I think you can there. You know the hardest thing to find outside the U.S. if you're a tobacco user? Dip. Dip is the only. It's only sold in the U.S.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's always you don't think about things like that. Like another thing I've been kind of laughing at is so the team, like a lot of teams, they stayed in England. So they didn't have to go back to the U.S. and travel all the way back to Saudi. It's a quicker flight from England to Saudi. But I think Arsenal is like, I would not survive here. The food is just not for me. I think he said he was living off of KFC.
Yeah, find that fast food, home food, and just live there.
Yeah. Yeah. English breakfast, if you are not used to it, it is very different. Oh, that one's not working. Sinyo, I am, I think, C3 right now. Yeah, I gotta get that fixed. You remind me. I need to make a note in my book. Yeah, Jay-Sue, he said he's been eating a lot of KFC. But so that was kind of funny to watch. But yeah, I think the only place that I don't enjoy breakfast is Israel. I can't do it. I can't do the kosher breakfast.
I saw a couple people
Not for
talking
me.
about on Twitter too. It'll be 44 Celsius there. So what's that, like 110, 111, 115?
Yo, dude, it gets hot there.
I mean, I live with that all the time, but I bet it's way different in a desert, in like an actual
so different
desert.
there. I will tell you that. Yeah, back in
That
Arizona,
seems awful, especially for people in those European countries, and most countries up there probably not used to that.
yeah, it gets. I know, like England, they're going through a spike right now, like 93 degrees Fahrenheit. But for there, I've been there when it's like that hot, and it hits different. They're not built for that. So, yeah, that heat in Saudi, oh man, it smacks you. Just about like you're in Arizona, but it's got a little bit more intensity to it.
I don't think I've been outside in like a week and a half. It's too hot.
Yeah, way too hot. You been baking cookies in your car?
Yeah, on the sidewalk. We don't ever use any gas here anymore.
So
hot water heaters not necessary. Everything.
Yeah, not necessary. Yeah, hot water heater. Hell no. So we don't know. I haven't seen who the actual casting talent's gonna be. Like I said,
TVA right now.
Yeah, it's all very much up in the air. I think we all have a lot of hope, and I hope it goes well, at least for the players. Fix rink check. Bam. That's good to happen. But yeah, I'm hoping that it goes off well and doesn't have any issues. But right now, it's definitely it's looking kind of sketch right now.
Well, I mean, it looks like a lot of players are showing up, so it should be interesting.
It should be. Another big thing that we have coming up. I didn't realize that the person really behind this, I guess, Twitter handle, and I think helping managing a lot of this, Atomicor, who does all the Google Sheets for the tournaments. I think he's a big brain behind the Rocket League Pro Awards, which those are coming up for spring, and the judges were announced. So who's going to be casting their vote? I think the one I'm excited for the most, that I think is the wild card. If you've seen him on Twitter, you've definitely seen him on Twitter. He's everywhere. He's the man with the memes, the GIFs. Seems to know all the inside stuff. Wid is going to be up there. You got your T-Bates, Stumpy, Roll Diz, CJ, Johnny Boy, Jorby. So it should be interesting. It always is. I forgot what the categories were. Let's see here. What is that? Oh, if we look at winner, I'm sure it's going to be the same type of categories, which is like sharpshooter, who had the most, like your pick for demos, which it has to be Calm. I don't think you can do anybody else but Calm. But yeah, pro personality. Right. I would say Joyo. Joyo has to be the pro personality this time because that dude was all over it. He got some help from Rizzo, egging him on, giving him some good ideas. But
better than, I mean, I bet if Turbo would have played, you would have had Turbo in that mix. But we don't hear from him anymore.
Excuse me? He is always on Twitter stirring the pot.
Yep. That's about it.
Oh, come on.
He's not in the pot anymore.
Yes, he is. He's still there. You watch Worlds, he's going to do the Turbo sub run.
More power to him. I just don't see it.
I know you don't, because you are not a believer.
I don't see it.
Where is? So what are these? These are S tier. RLCS. Didn't we finally get the groups? Did we get groups yet? Or okay, so we got the wild card. So the teams in the wild card: V1 Space Station, Optic, Dignitas, K Corp, Semper, Renegades, Pioneers, Secret, The Club, Tokyo Verde, Gladiators, Veloce, 01 Esports, Orlando Pirates, and Bravado Gaming. That is who's going to be in the wild card, which I believe is Swiss. Yeah, that's Swiss.
Those 5 rounds.
5 rounds, first to 3 wins, and if you get 3 losses, then you're out. So,
and that'll take place during the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
So that'll take place
Tuesday, Wednesday,
August
Tuesday.
4th through the 7th. The week before we all get there.
Oh, the whole week before.
Yeah.
Whew.
So that'll be August 4th to the 7th. And then starting that Tuesday, the 9th, we get our 16 teams split into 2 groups of 8. So this is where your teams G2, FaZe, NRG, Moist, BDS, Endpoint, Furia, and Falcons, you'll finally get to see them play. They just didn't have to play through that wild card Swiss stage.
This Swiss system graphic. I don't know if you see that. Where did I find that?
Oh, I didn't see that. I did not see that.
Here, I'll link it. I don't know what that even
Yeah, and then it's not like a true group stage, right? It's a group stage double elimination bracket. So it's basically two different brackets that they're running in the group stage. So that will be interesting, I think, from a competitive standpoint.
Did you get that?
Yep.
It's crazy looking, huh? I don't even know where to start with that. There's no hate on Turbo. I just have been making fun of Hoosier for the past 5 months. That
Get him, Paparizzo.
He's straight up just, I mean, lack of a better word, washed out of the league. I mean, it's just, I called it a long time ago, and we just keep on seeing the result of it.
He is
nothing
not.
wrong with Turbo as a human being, for sure. I like him. I just think it's funny that he's still around, waiting in the wings for his moment, and Hoosier cannot wait for that moment.
He's gonna get his moment again. I'm sorry.
I believe you.
It is primed setup for Turbo to just have that one shining moment again.
I believe it when I see it.
Ooh, so round 1 is 1 versus 9. They haven't even seeded them yet. Oh my lord, my heart.
It's a lot. I mean, if you show this graphic, I'm just super confused by it.
Oh yeah, I have to actually show it. In that.
Oh yeah, the Saudi golf event. That was funny.
Oh my god.
But they got all the cash to burn, man. And
do. Did
like
you hear
anything.
how much Tiger was offered?
No, but
he was offered
an ungodly amount.
$1 billion.
Just like anything, though. I was just reading about this the other day because we were watching that Big Brother show, and she started watching all the Big Brothers. And the first season usually sucks because they don't even know what they are yet. So the first season of most things are usually not that, unless it's like a TV show or something. But a competition or something along those lines. They're just trying to figure out the rules and how they work. People are trying to figure out how to break them.
Well, that's the thing, like the Big Brother stuff, that's been around for a long time. That shouldn't be hard to figure out.
Well, now, yeah, but they switch it up all the time.
True.
They like change it.
All right, production on the fly.
Yeah, what is this thing? I mean, it's so crazy looking.
I think you're finally seeing how like Swiss works out. Because I've listening to like Rizzo streams, he understood it and I did not. I never have. I just always wait for the teams to get posted. But he usually like he's looking at it and he's like, "Oh yeah, this team should be playing this team, this team's playing this team." And he usually predict them. So I think we're just seeing how it works out. But yeah,
maybe.
It's very interesting in seeing how Swiss works.
Oh, that's how I got. Click here for more information on this.
Because I think this round 4, they're predicting 2 teams to be 0-3 and 2 teams to be 3-0. But that may not be the case, and you could go to round 5 with more teams in here. Because there's not always somebody is going to 3-0, but it's not a guarantee. So, it's interesting. I'm wondering who will have the number 1 seed. Well, if we know how they're going to do it. They're going to take your last 3. So if we go and look at the last 3 for spring, so if you look at Europe, hang on, rankings, EU. So, who are the EU teams? So, Dignitas. Dignitas has... Oh, my God. We could definitely try and... D-Flow, what's going on?
Floaty.
Oh, my Lord. Well, let me just see. Between Dignitas and V1, I feel like V1's going to be your... Yeah. V1's going to have, because would be the major, Spring Regional 3, and Regional 2. V1's got the number 1 seed. There's nobody in this grouping, I think, has a better, secret. 1, 2, 3. Nope, V1 still has them. So, yeah, V1.
What does it come down to?
I'm just
record.
I'm making a guess that they're gonna take your last 3 events. So it'd be the major, Spring Regional 3, and Spring Regional 2.
Right, the last 3. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So the last 3 events, isn't that what gets you there?
No, what got you?
Overall points get you there. And then
Correct.
the last 3 get you to the seated in the next one. Yes, okay. So I think that's correct.
Yeah, so it would be that.
Man, I feel like we've been talking about this whole points concept since September of last year. Oh wait,
we have, because it just doesn't. Has Atomic Core been able to get anything out yet? He has not. So we'll definitely have to watch for that. Tom, I know some of the regulars that won't be. I talked to a few today about some other things I'm doing. They were all at home. That's cool. Yeah, so I think they're talking about production. I think production's going to be
some good English ones.
I think it's going to be all straight Saudi. That would be my guess. If this
Are they
is
gotta have an English broadcast?
nope.
So I found the Gamers 8 Esports Twitter and then Twitch, and then I went down this rabbit hole of watching all these videos of all these players showing up to their hotels the last couple of days, and they're retweeting them, all kinds of stuff. So it looks like it's homely a little bit, and I feel like it's going to be a little bit more production quality than we're giving it credit.
I think it has the potential to, yes. Just like every time we go into a Psionics one, I always look at it as there's the potential for there's a huge ceiling that you can hit, but you never know. They have this last year. I will say Psionics had, like, the Rocket League guys and gals have been doing it for these tournaments. They have been killing it and increasing every single time. As far as we know, it looks like this is their first big tournament that Gamers 8 is putting on. So who knows where it's going to end up? I would think if you're throwing all that money into the prize pool, there's probably a chunk of cash behind you that you're throwing into production too.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping so. I mean,
I would
$2
think.
million. I just still can't get over that prize pool. It's like, man, what are we gonna just shock people with? We'll just throw this number out there.
Why not? Yeah, chump change, make a little more oil. But
what would these players be doing over this next 5 weeks without something like this?
I guess just boot camping.
Yeah,
like a team that's not going to be there V1. I'm guessing they're just boot camping. Probably enjoying the downtime because they haven't. I mean, ever since we started up in fall, there hasn't been a lot of downtime. So I would imagine this is a good chance for that. I know Dignitas played in that. There was a big Heat Seeker tournament yesterday, and they were playing in that, which was kind of funny. But yeah, I'd be curious. I'll try and reach out.
What?
Heat Seeker. Yep, they did there was a Heat Seeker tournament.
I bet that gets intense.
I watched a little bit of it, and I don't even want to play Heat Seeker anymore. The way I play Heat Seeker is not even close to how these people play Heat Seeker.
I can imagine. There's some strategy that I've never seen.
There was a double tap score. Like, it was ridiculous. It's just...
How?
I don't know.
Still don't know. You watched it and you still don't know. Yeah, that blows my mind.
But then again, I watch regular pros play regular Rocket League, and I still say how. So, yeah. I don't know. But as we go along, there is a league that you are a part of, Bucket. The Hat Dad Season 2 had its draft last night. Indeed. And man, was this draft it was interesting. You went number 2. You went number 3, right?
Third pick. Yeah, I'll take it. Less pressure for me.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of pressure on Quack. Number 1 pick coming out. He is the winning captain from the previous season, if I'm not mistaken. I got my butt kicked.
And season 2 of the Dad.
He is season 2 of the Dad League as well. So he definitely has a winning pedigree, if I would say it like that, about him. I can get some people playing together. You both have something in common. You carried Doc Price to victories. So,
yeah, well, if you can do that, you can pretty much do anything. That gave me, all the confidence I needed to start a new job, to have more kids, to buy a bigger house. If I can carry Doc Price somewhere to a championship, then, my life is it's pretty easy right now.
I mean,
I'm going places.
You're going places. You're doing things. So as an outsider, I'm not playing in it this season. This season.
You get some casting in though. We're looking for some good casters. We want as many matchups as we can. There's a lot of teams. I mean, there was 27 teams, I think.
There's 28.
What's that? There's almost 100 players.
So I hadn't announced yet. I hadn't talked to Hat Dad. I am throwing my hat in though, pun intended, to cast. I mean, I'm free basically any night except for Thursdays, the only night that I do not hop on the computer down here. So I will be looking to do that. Get some casting in, catch some of these teams. Need some Jesu guest casting appearances. Hey, Jesu will always be more than welcome to hop on. But yeah, I definitely I have an interest in talking to Hat Dad. I want to help him like kind of grow his league that he has going on. I have some fun, cool ideas that I think we could make it more entertaining for everybody. But as I look at these teams, you went from number 2 pick to number 15, Tomlet. Well, I will have to say, I think that went in your favor because as I look through these teams as the outsider looking in, just evaluating of the players that I know, I do have your team in like my top 3, Tomlet, Zobach, and I am CSIRL. That's a very strong team going forward this season, as well as the Much Moose and PRS. For what it's worth.
I mean, look at the teams he backs in RLCS, Tomlin. Think you're better off not being on his list.
What was the last team you fully supported?
Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, Much Moose and PRS, dude. Jezzy, that's another strong team. A lot of strong teams here. I would say the strongest though, because it kind of happens even in the Dad Tuesday leagues, right? When you get to the higher number teams and those are more group players, the Kaukanic, Rosie, and Jackie Throbinson. I think even you as a captain would have to say that's a team to watch out for moving forward.
Yeah, I'm not worried about any of them, honestly.
You're not at all.
I have scouting reports. I have so much stuff set aside, so many things that my team's going to be able to feed off of before we get started. So interesting for everyone, but I'm just not worried.
No, you're not at all.
What are you going to do?
Ooh, edge play and Eulish. Dude, edge play? Oh my lord. Bucket already knows this, so I'm not giving any secrets out there. If you're playing edge play, do not clear that ball across the middle. Do not at all. It's not worth it. Don't put it anywhere in the air towards the middle in front of your goal. That dude is always ball hawking at the midline.
It's the place to be.
He is always doing that. I mean, I know. So I had Sinister Chris. I was glad that in season 1 he was as good of a sport as he was, because I might have done a 40-minute YouTube video on, hey, here's things that you need to work, just like breaking his play down. And I remember I sent it to him, I'm like, don't take this the wrong way, but this 40 minutes, this is a lot to digest. And luckily he was a good sport about it. So kind of like how Hat Dad said last night in the draft, if you have the higher ranked players, you have the Buckets, the Quacks, and they have things to share with you, or, you know, just little tidbits and, hey, here's what you could do better, or here's a training pack to kind of work on. Take it to heart if you're really trying to improve. I promise you, it's gonna help. Especially you have, I mean, that first team that you had in the dad league, you guys did a lot of coaching and a lot of practicing together.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's more about for me. Honestly, I am just talking out my ass, but I totally want to, like, you know, about the other teams. All these teams are so well balanced. They did a really good job of making it so that every game's going to be competitive. Both divisions are going to be competitive and everyone's going to have fun. But my main goal is at the end of this thing for both of my teammates to just be like, I'm so glad that I was on his team and I learned X, Y, and Z, or I feel better about whatever. Like, I'm going to find out what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. We're going to spend time together outside of the games. You know, we're going to BS on in chats. Like, that's the part of it that I enjoy, is getting to know these guys on a more personal basis. Like, I still talk to Doc and or Ducks and all the, I keep thinking of Quack. and Ducks and everyone I've been teammates with, more than I speak with other people. So it's just that camaraderie that I'm looking for. So I'm excited for that.
I am excited too. This is going to be a fun little season to watch. It will definitely be competitive. Definitely like a fun thing that Hat Dad does too. I know you didn't play in season 1, but they do keep track of who has the most goals by the end of the season, who has the most demos, most assists. So be sure you're helping those guys out and saving your replays or getting your screenshots. That is for sure. That's
The part that's interesting to me too is that, and I know last season it was like the lower ranked player was the captain, but the mid player is the captain now. So I'm gonna uh, like make way for that as a high ranked player, quote unquote, in this league. It's a weird line to walk when you want to be that, when you're used to that. So I'm gonna see how that plays out too. That could be a dynamic that some teams thrive on and some teams don't thrive on. It could be a problem or it could be a benefit for some teams. So it'll be interesting.
It will be very interesting for sure. I'd be curious to find out what some people thought in their picks and why. And I'll have to do that. I'll have to reach out to some people. Like, what did they see? I wish I would have thought of this before because as he was doing that draft last night, I was like, man, I could have gone full Mel Kiper here and hit up all the captains, being like, hey, give me your top 5. So I come up with some bullshit. Like, here's my predictions for the draft. But we'll have
analyst. They keep going to you in the breaks. It would have been fun. And that's the thing. It's just going to keep getting better as the seasons go forward.
Yes, there's a lot of growth to be had. So what, Buck, are you going to take it all or what?
We're going to definitely give it the old college try, buddy. I mean, there's really not any way to know until we get into it. I haven't been able to play with my team yet. Everyone's just kind of scattered right now. But once we get grooving and moving, we're going to try to hit our stride at the right time and go into the. There's a lot of games too. I mean, it's like 60 games or something that we play. Like, it's a long thing. So it's going to be a marathon, not a sprint. I'm not trying to come out the gates, and waste all of our energy.
Is he still doing it the same where you play all 5 games no matter what? Or
good question. I haven't looked at all the rules specifically. I'm just kind of like catching up.
I think PRS, dude, if you're still typing here, is it still that same format?
Yeah, and Quack and I are in the same league.
You guys are in the same division. I saw that, and I will be sure to cast that one. Yes, play all 5. So yeah, that's an interesting part about it too, is that no matter if you're down 3-0, those last 2 games still matter to your team.
Yeah, you can't get that mental state has to be there too. That's what I'm saying. Those are the type of things where some players fall apart in those when they have like adversity or things aren't going their way. And some players say, we got to turn this around, or let me dig in a little bit deeper. And that's what makes or breaks a whole season, is beating the teams you should, but also beating the teams when you're down.
Yeah, I know we came across a couple of teams where I was like, oh, guys, we got this should be, good one for us. We'll build some momentum, and then we get schwacked 3-0, and it's like, all right, we need to buckle back down and just do some basic rotations here. That's really it. So yeah, I'm excited to see that league kick off. When do you? I know you're reading through everything right now. Is there a start date yet?
I'm not sure that there is a hard date, but I think it's the week after next. I'll have to look. Because I know my teammate is out this week, so can't be this week. But it's coming up. I mean, it's going to be pretty quick. We'll have more information soon, I'm sure.
Of course we will. We'll get that information, let you all know what's going on. I will definitely be trying to cast some of these matches, if not as many as I can. As many as I can line up and do. I will sit here and talk my butt off and make sure everybody gets a glimpse of what they're seeing out there. But yeah, it's gonna be very exciting to watch. As we wrap up, let's see here. How far are we out from Worlds? We got we got a while, don't we? maybe next
It
week.
seems like forever, huh?
Yeah, it does. I know Tort Dad had reached out. We're gonna bring Tort Dad back up here so we can talk about Worlds and get good insider knowledge on that. Find out what's going on in the V1 camp. See what he can share and some of his mindsets, because he watched all the games too for the spring major. Basically, I don't know if you haven't tuned into his watch parties when he's sitting there watching on Twitch. It's a good time. He has good knowledge on what the teams are doing. Picks up very well as to how they're attacking, what he sees them doing. And I know he called out like some of their adjustments that they needed to do, and the team actually did it. So it's a good time, good thing to watch. But from Bucket and I think that's gonna be it tonight.
Wait, we got one more thing, right? Like, aren't we gonna be trying to do some casting together soon?
Oh my Lord, I forgot about that. We did agree to do that. All right, so if you're part of the Dad Gaming community, you know that this coming weekend on Sunday, they're going to change it up. Instead of doing they're doing the tournament tomorrow as usual on Tuesday. But then as we get to Sunday, they're going to do the normal Tuesday tournament, but on Sunday. And Bucket and Hoosier are going to be running the B stream. So we haven't been on casting in a minute. It's a good warm up for us to get back into it. I know for me, if I'm going to try and get back in the Had Dad casting. But yes, we will be on here and we will be talking our butts off about all the amazing stuff that people are doing in game and having a good laugh or two. But yeah, it should be interesting. I'm excited. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even know it was next week. I was thinking it was this weekend, and I was like, oh man, I'm not prepared. And then I saw that it was next weekend. I got really excited. And then the Hat League went off. And I'm like, ooh, I'm going to get to see some of these guys play. I'm going to get to cast with Hoosier. We're going to be on the B stream, but we're going to have A content. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have a lot of fun. Everybody should tune into both, obviously, the Dad Gaming stream, but then come on over to watch us, give you that quality play-by-play that we've come to love from each other.
Yes, it's kind of become our thing that we're pretty decent at. It's where we started. We started on a B stream together and seemed to click there and have kept it going. But be sure to check the Twitter, keep up with updates. Mr. Hoosier, TTV for me, at Brucket for Bucket over there. And yeah, you guys have a good week, and we will catch you all next time. Have a good one.